jungles of Sierra Gordo, Stalker, Roadblock, Gung-Ho, Ripcord, and Recondo silently rappel down a sheer cliff wall to rescue Dr. Burkhart from a rebel stronghold.
All points secure.
Covered and secure.
I'm signaling the Takaros to haul up the rappelling ropes.
Well, that was the easy part.
Now all we have to do is break that lady out of this bunker, waltz her past those machine gun emplacements, and out that barbed wire gate.
Let's not forget those armor guard towers with the revolving searchlights.
Let's get back on noise discipline. Police up these snoozing sentries and prop them up with their guns. They don't look too natural, sprawled on their backs with their mouths hanging open.
Maybe they could have done some good by catching flies.
Someone's coming up the ladder.
Cafe?
Your Negroes don't want any coffee. They're asleep, just like you're gonna be.
The pot!
And the cups.
The pot's covered. Ditto 2 cups.
Oh, make that 4.
El Sergeante here appears to be your size, Recondo.
I guess that means I just volunteered to go down the ladder first. Have some coffee, but don't get too comfortable. This won't take long.
You can drop your futile charade, Dr. Burkhart. We know that your primary mission in Sierra Gordo is not to investigate alleged violations of human rights for the international amnesty dupes.
Oh, no? You think I'm here for a vacation?
Admit it. You are a covert agent for the American CIA. Why else would the G.I. Joe team rescue you from Cobra several years ago?
To serve their own purposes, not because they liked me or anything. Besides, everybody in Sierra Gordo seems to know that the CIA gives your group monetary aid.
Yes, and the Russians give us guns, and the Cubans give us advisors, and the Chinese give us medical supplies, and other sundry pharmaceuticals.
Sodium pentothal? Truth serum, right?
Nothing so crude as pentothal, Dr. Burkhart. This is sodium amytal, a much more persuasive formula. Hold her steady. We don't want to rip the vein, or...
All clear, Joes. Come on down.
You used your knife?
To cut Dr. Burkhart's bonds.
And how did you take out the interrogator and the 2 guards?
Don't ask.
I thought this was going to be the hard part.
It's the beginning of the hard part. What's coming up next is truly hairy. Getting past all those machine gun emplacements.
A coordinated assault with the element of surprise in our favor
Might get us as far as the first machine gun nest before we get mowed down. Gotta be a better way.
Attack without fear!
I leave my fear behind me. To triumph over fear is to triumph over death.
And what do you get when you conquer death?
To conquer death is to conquer life.
Very good, Billy. That concludes training for today.
Thank you, Storm Shadow.
We sheath our swords, but the cutting edges of our minds must be ever bared and razor-honed. Continue our chess game from this morning. Your move.
Knight to KB3.
Good move. My queen in jeopardy in 2 moves. Excellent.
5 seconds left and counting. 3, 2...
Rook takes opposing pawn.
Bishop takes rook.
Queen takes bishop.
Knight takes queen. Check in 2 moves.
I concede. Clever strategy. To use both knight and bishop to jeopardize my queen as a smokescreen for your knight's gambit. Now, how do you apply that strategy to a fight with knights?
Misdirection is the key. A high feint, drawing the guard up and away and creating an opening for an underhand thrust.
Aren't you changing into rebel uniforms too?
No need to. In the dark, one pair of camis looks like any other. Better hurry up. According to the schedule we ascertained from yesterday's observation, the main gate guards are relieved by a detail from this bunker every 4 hours. That relief is due right now.
You're the relief, huh?
Just stroll out into the compound like we belong here.
It's hard to pretend like I belong on the bullseye of a giant target.
What? You want to live forever?
They're changing the guard, Gregor.
So? It's the right time, Dmitri.
But the wrong number of guards. A detail of 6 to relieve 4. Something's wrong.
I'm clearing out the closest machine gun nest. Take cover in it as soon as the shrapnel stops flying.
Knock out the lights!
Knock out everything!
Choose your target, Dmitri.
I have mine, Gregor. The team leader in the beret.
I am taking the grenadier with a Marine Corps tattoo. Get back, Dmitri. Automatic fire from above.
They have a backup team on the cliff.
My Tokaros are pinning down the snipers in the tower. Make a break for the gate.
You better take out the other machine gun first.
Bloop 'em, gung-ho! I'll button their heads down with a burst of 50 cal!
I'll take you two on the right. You always want to hog the difficult shots.
The snipers got all 3 Tokaros.
Back to our primary targets, Dmitri.
Button down the tower roadblock. I'm lobbing one into its support girders.
Let's go! Into the bush. Move out smartly.
Well, what have you to report?
Your son. I mean, the prisoner Billy is still missing, Cobra Commander.
We must assume the worst. He has been taken from Springfield by Storm Shadow the Ninja. Destro has been in charge of locating Storm Shadow.
Thank you, Baroness. We haven't a single clue to the ninja's whereabouts. He could be anywhere. This should be no surprise to you. You knew he was the best when you hired him.
I do have some good news. Tomax and Zemot escaped from Staten Island with the Crimson Guardsman, who is instrumental to our New Orleans operation.
Excellent! Have my jet prepared. I'll supervise that operation personally. Zartan will accompany me, as well as Zemot, Tomax, and the Crimson Guardsman with the special knowledge.
The Americans got away, Gregor. Why so sure they were Americans? If they had been the British SAS, we would be dead. And if they had been Israeli paratroops, we still wouldn't know they had been here. And nobody else has a team that comes close.
You said it, comrade.
Whoever they are, they've got Dr. Burkhart. She must be recaptured. Go after them immediately. What are you waiting for? Kill the dogs that took her, but make sure you bring Dr. Burkhart back alive.
Oh, we're going after them, all right. But not for you.
They have quite a lead on us, Gregor.
A woman will slow them down, and they have a river to cross. We also know their armament. Our Dragunov sniper rifles outrange everything they have by 100 meters.
That's some river. How do you plan to get us across?
The same way the Tokaros and I crossed it before y'all got here. A 2-strand rope bridge.
So where is it?
We took the rope with us after we crossed. No sense in making life easier for the bad guys, is there? The Tokaros did leave this amulet stick, though. They left it to appease the river spirits and thank them for letting us cross safely. The Tokaros believe that when they die, the river spirits will carry their souls up the river to the magic mountain. If one of the Tokaros had made it this far, he'd be offering something to the river spirits to ensure safe passage for the souls of his buddies that got wasted by those snipers.
We got no time for mumbo jumbo. Someone's got to swim this sucker with a rope in his teeth and get our bridge started. If those Indians were your friends, Recondo, they wouldn't want you getting zapped because you took the time to have a weird ceremony. We're gonna be sitting ducks when we cross this river. I want you to backtrack along our trail a tad and cover our backs for us.
I was just about to suggest that, Stalker. And don't worry, if somebody is sneaking up behind us, I'll be sure to neutralize them as quietly as possible.
This Ranger issue nylon 7/16" rope is too heavy to swim over with. I'm gonna have to haul it over with a string line. I'm ready to haul over the nylon rope, Stalker.
It's on its way, Ripcord. Roadblock. We're gonna need 3 timbers. I know. I'm already working on it.
Get the rope. I'll make it fast to the nearest tree.
Where'd you learn how to build these things? In the Boy Scouts?
That's right, Gung Ho. I had me the pioneering merit badge. Weren't you a scout?
Nah. Back in the bayou, we thought that was sissy. You stay in very long?
Nope. My mom made me quit because the meetings conflicted with choir practice.
Oh my. You must have looked kind of cute in your little choir robe. Did it have nice pretty lace on the cuffs?
As a matter of fact, it did. What of it?
I must be getting old. Soldiers seem more and more like little boys all the time. What am I saying? Soldiers have always seemed like little boys.
Line secured on this side. Ready for the first crossing. Who's gonna carry over my gear?
Better have Gung Ho carry it. Wouldn't want a sissy ex-choir boy like me doing it now, would you?
This is a test, Billy. You handle this situation yourself. You have all the skill you need.
Hey, you. Let me hold $5. I know you got it. Shake it out.
That's $5 for each of us. You want to walk down our street, you got a price to meet. Unless you're cruising for a bruising. Hey, I'm talking to you.
Look, about that 5, skip it.
Yeah, we're gonna let you slide this time.
You guys are lucky we in such a good mood.
You've just learned the most important lesson in martial arts, Billy. The more skill you acquire, the less you have to use it. The only rational purpose for mastering violence is to abolish it.
Whatever happened to Recondo?
There he is. He's coming down the path out of the jungle.
What's that he's carrying?
Looks like 2 Dragunov sniper rifles.
An offering to the river spirits for the Tokaros? What happened to the snipers?
Don't ask.
Deep under Staten Island, New York, in the G.I. Joe headquarters bunker, known as the Pit.
I think Candy's telling the truth, Duke.
I don't buy it, Lady J. If her father was a Crimson Guardsman, she must have known about it.
I've never heard of the Crimson Guard. The first I ever heard of Cobra was at the carnival. And even then, I thought Ripcord was just being paranoid. Maniacs with submachine guns I can understand. But an international conspiracy is a little hard to swallow.
We try to keep the existence of Cobra pretty secret. We don't want to alarm the populace, but they do exist, and they are growing. Your father's house contained half a dozen secret compartments and rooms. We found Cobra radios, cipher machines, bugging devices, and surveillance gear. The attic was stuffed with Cobra propaganda, pamphlets, organizational charts, and manuals. But what I really want to know is, what was your father doing with Coast Guard charts of the Gulf Coast, Army survey maps of New Orleans, and title tables for the whole Gulf Coast area?
I have no idea.
Just a few more miles and we'll be across the border and at a friendly airfield.
You should be celebrating. Why are you looking so down, Dr. Burkhart?
Why? Everything turned out so horribly. I just wanted to help people. By doing so, I've caused pain and death. I don't mean to seem ungrateful, but I really would have preferred to die myself and have others die to save me.
Thanks a heap, Miss Goody Two Shoes. Nobody asked you to come down here and stir up trouble, and...
At ease, troop! Nobody asked you to sign up for this duty. You did what you thought was right. Get this through your head. We're not fighting to have everybody think the way we do. We're fighting so that people can have the right to think what they want, even if they don't agree with us. Dr. Burkhart's got her opinions, and you got yours. Somewhere in the middle lies an agreeable solution. That's the democratic system. It ain't perfect, but it's the best we got.
Yeah, but...
The discussion is closed.
I thought this was a democracy.
Not while I'm head honcho of this mission. Get your gear together. That's our plane on the runway. Now, let's see. We're gonna have to make some pretty fancy connections to get back to Staten Island.
This here's a special charter flight, partner.
Wild Bill, we heading back to the pit non-stop?
Not quite, but I'll let Cover Girl fill you in on a flight plan.
We're making an unscheduled stopover in New Orleans.